welcome to the American Sports Connection. I am your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. I'm here with my buddy Rygal. How you holding up, dude?
Pretty good, man. What's going on?
Just trying to take it easy, dude. Everybody's getting sick. Little man got sick and then got me sick.
Fucking kids.
I know, they're like friggin' germ magnets.
Yeah, it's everybody else's sick kids.
That too.
Yeah, fucking school's a cesspool.
Oh, I wanted to homeschool, so you're not telling me anything.
Oh yeah, but then I'd be responsible for my kids' education, and I don't want to be that responsible.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Alright, dude. I wanted to get into your thoughts on Elimination Chamber.
I actually didn't hate the pay-per-view. I thought it was a pretty decent pay-per-view. I enjoyed it for what it was worth. You know, I give it a good solid B.
Yeah, I can go along with that.
It was possibly the best Elimination Chamber itself match that we've seen in years.
Yeah. It was like booked perfectly.
Yeah, I thought it was great. You know, Baron Corbin got, rolled up, so he didn't look like, for lack of a better term, because I hate saying this now, but like he didn't look weak. And then they created a story now with Ambrose with him. I think that was great. I had no complaints, none whatsoever. I think it was cool seeing Bray win in the manner in which he did. AJ, I thought probably hurt his ribs a little bit because he was really selling that, but like more so than you would expect.
Yeah.
Well, there were times where he looked like he had tears in his eyes. So
I liked the finish. It was a cool way how Wyatt countered the phenomenal forearm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that was perfect. I think Cena losing when he lost was good because it let it hang over for a little while that one of these two would be a new champion.
Yeah.
I think that was really good.
And it was kind of like a shock. Like, nobody thought Cena would lose then.
Yeah, and then they got to run with for a couple of minutes. We're going to have a new champion. John Cena lost. We're going to have a new champion. Who's it going to be?
Yeah.
Instead of just having, one of the guys pin Cena, they kind of got to milk it for a couple of minutes, which I think added to it. Because now you're watching it, know that it's going to be one of these two is going to be the new champion regardless. Not like, is Cena going to hold on to the title? Like, which way is WWE going to go? So I thought that was fantastic. So Miz being a bitch and Miz taking out Ambrose after everything they've been through with their story, I thought that was perfect.
Yeah.
Him go, again, I have no problem whatsoever.
The other match I enjoyed, and we talked about this before off air, Naomi beating Alexa Bliss for the women's title.
Yeah, no, I have no problem with that. Good for her. She's been around a long time. A lot longer than I think people realize because she spent a lot of time in FCW and NXT before she came up.
Yes.
I believe she said 8 years when she was on SmackDown this week. So,
holy cow.
Yeah. She was down there a long time. I mean, keep in mind, think about how long Brodus Clay is already out of WWE.
It's weird when you think about it.
And he's out, I think, two years already. Plus, she had kind of gone a little bit away from him for a while because he became a pure comedy gimmick while her and Cameron were doing their thing together.
Yeah.
And then you go back before that, and they were with him for a long time.
Yeah.
So that's just main roster. It's probably 5-6 years already, just the main roster.
I guess you don't think about it because time just kind of flies,
Well, that, and she was never really used for a lot, but, if her goal always was to become a wrestler, then, good on her, anybody deserves to work hard for something and have their dream come true. So, I shit all over her a lot of the time because I don't think she's fantastic. I don't think she's going to be the head of any revolution, but, good on her.
I would say she's solid.
Look, she's definitely athletic as fuck. I mean,
I was going to say she's the most athletic girl that they have.
Yeah, I mean, I put her and Charlotte neck and neck because it depends on what kind of what definition of athletic you want to use. You want to use flexible and stuff like that, and you kind of jumpy and agile. Then yeah, maybe that would go a little bit more Naomi. But whatchamacallit was going to do like fitness for a living. Like she's in Charlotte. She's a natural athlete. She's done sports her whole life growing up.
Yeah, well, I've always said this, that the outfit they have her wear doesn't do her justice because she's ripped.
Who? Naomi?
Charlotte.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree. But no, I have no problem with what they're doing so long as they can keep it interesting. It was definitely a shakeup. Naomi really hasn't been featured much, so it was kind of came from nowhere. I'm hoping that looking back on it, she really could have hurt herself when she came down. Because I went back and looked at it and said, well, that could have been like a weird limp. Because originally it looked sloppy as fuck. But, for once, and anybody who knows me knows that I don't defend Naomi very often. As a matter of fact,
You defended her to me!
Yeah, no, in general I don't, but this time I don't think this was her screw-up. I think Alexa was so far out of place that for that split-legged moonsault, even when RVD would do it, they need to be in a certain position. Like, if they're out of position, that's on them.
Yeah, and she basically got whacked in the face.
Yeah, like if you go back and see how far, now granted, maybe maybe she should have dragged Alexa over but when she didn't get dragged over, that was Alexa's job to make sure she was in place in time.
Lance said that he doesn't like the stupid rapid kick thing that Naomi does, but otherwise he likes her.
Yeah, sometimes they give the women stupid moves that they hope are going to get over instead of just letting them. I know what he's talking about. I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I have no problem with it. There's really nobody on the women's roster I thoroughly have a problem with other than Nia Jax and Brooke.
Yeah, I can go along with that.
Dana Brooke.
I knew exactly who you meant. The one match I really enjoyed other than the Chamber was Orton and Harper.
Yeah, but we both knew going into that was potentially going to be one of the show stealers. Maybe not match of the night, but definitely one that was going to be worth watching. And it was. They're both very great. Their work style complements each other.
I just wished Harper would have won because it wouldn't have hurt Orton to lose per se because he's already in. Well, we'll get into it, but he's in the main event of Mania.
And my original thought process may still come to fruition, and now they actually have a good story to make it happen.
Yeah, I actually agree with that.
Because what if that's, if he loses to Randy at the pay-per-view, but wins his Battle Royal, does anybody remember he lost at the pay-per-view?
That's true.
That's
a very good point, because there's still, 6 weeks or so till Mania.
People cried that AJ Styles lost to Chris Jericho at WrestleMania. What happened after that? He went on to have the best year anybody's had in the history of the World Wrestling Federation. Or World Wrestling Entertainment. As far as, what was it, 2 title reigns or just the one? No, the one long title reign in less than a year.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's ever gotten the title as fast as he's did to hold it as long as he did.
No, it was 8 months?
He won it in what, October? I mean, August?
September, somewhere in there?
Yeah, so 7-8 months. That's not bad. And then he held it from then until Royal Rumble. which is incredible.
Yeah. Like you said, all in one calendar year. That's a hell of a first year.
From the date of signing any contract with the WWE.
Yeah.
That's not developmental. That's from the date he signed his first appearance within a WWE umbrella ring. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So
I have no disagreement whatsoever there.
So, and I definitely think that, I mean, Harper's over, man. You can just hear it. At first, I wasn't sure if it was just the crowd at the pay-per-view, but it's not. It's that fucking elimination.
I'm happy for him. Because was a really underutilized big guy.
Yeah.
Because we had talked about that when he turned on Bray. They went crazy, and you weren't sure if it was just because they were in a certain town.
Yeah, just because it was the Rumble, or if they're really that invested in the character, and it seems to be happening. Because now it happened at Elimination Chamber. That's not one of the big four.
No.
No, and if I remember correct, it wasn't in like one of like the major cities either.
No, it was on the West Coast.
Was it in? No, San Antonio was Royal Rumble. But even that, that's not even like a big, like, if I'm going to think about a more crowd.
No, not at all.
No, I think that the crowd would be very behind him. But yeah, so I agree. I enjoyed that match too. The only things that I really wasn't too keen on, I'm tired of the Nikki Bella and Natalya only just because it's happened so often.
Yes.
I do like the fact that this coming week on SmackDown they're gonna have a Falls Count Anywhere, so that has the potential to be different.
And it'll probably be the blow off.
Yeah. I wasn't I didn't give two shits about the tag team turmoil match.
It was terrible.
I would like to see the Ascension finally something be done with them. I really like the Ascension. I like them a lot in NXT.
I like that they switched up their gimmick a little bit, where the one guy wears the creepy looking face mask, and then the other guy has half his face painted.
Yeah.
Trying to switch it up.
Something, absolutely. And then the one match of the entire night that just it didn't make sense whatsoever from a booking point of view. Two shining baby faces versus one heel.
Yeah.
And that was, I guess they didn't want Dolph to lose clean, but they didn't want Apollo Crews. That match was meant to shine Apollo Crews, but they didn't want him to lose clean for whatever reason.
Yeah, it was just odd.
No, I mean, it's just stupid, why they're doing this. That this is the route that they're doing. That they want to protect both sides. Because they want something, because they try to build Ziggler, and having him lose wouldn't do anything. And doing nothing with Crews just isn't helping. So they had Ziggler lose, and basically, it took a second guy to beat him. But yeah, that fucking booking makes no sense.
Lance said, did you notice the chamber, the outside flooring was different? That the steel grates were replaced with solid flooring?
The steel grate was replaced with wood on the bottom, and it was a rubber, a rubber mat, kind of like when you go to the gym on the top.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, there was, that night when I was looking at pictures of the new cell, there were people in the arena, and Twitter is great for this, and people were saying, one guy said it really looks like it could be rubber, and another guy completely, from another point of view, said that it sounds like that they're rubber mats. So I put the two and two together, and when I looked at it, I said, oh yeah, those are absolutely rubber mats. So, yeah, that's confirmed from people who looked at it, and when it was hanging, you could definitely see that there was wood under there. But I think that definitely added to it, because apparently Umaga, when he was in there, legitimately had problems walking on it.
Huh.
that it hurt his feet so much just walking on it. So, I mean, like, it was, guys were getting very reluctant to take any bumps on it because, like, think about what that time when CM Punk got the cuts on his leg. All he did was get a back body drop from the ring onto it, but he landed square on his, like, hip, and he got cut by the bars. He had, like, these 3 vertical cuts on his leg.
Jesus.
Because it's just that steel. It's just metal. It's not good. So, I mean, like, now they bumped the fuck out of it. They totally bumped in that match.
Yeah, like Lance was saying, it's definitely safer.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't want to see nobody legitimately get hurt, but those bumps were cool, man. Like the one that Cena took, and then that allowed Cena to be out for a little while. That's my only issue with the way WWE does their multi-man matches. It's always everybody is out, and it's 2 guys fighting.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, one guy will get like a however many minute rest, and then they'll come in and do their shit, and then take another rest.
Yeah, where if you watch like other companies' multi-man matches, all 3 guys are in the match for the most part the entire time. You have your little moments where you let like A guy go with B guy, and then B guy go with C guy, and then A and C go together. But for the most part, it's all 3 of them, or how many there is for the most part interacting with each other the entire time.
Right, Lance said that, and he's absolutely right. Steel doesn't bend.
Yeah, no, and I just think that it actually takes away from what the match could be. I'm sure landing on the rubber hurts, but I'm sure that these guys will bump happily on the rubber way over what it was. And I like the whole, I think the cells now are more transparent. I like the fact that there's in-cell or in-chamber or in-pod cameras that are built into the walls. I like that. I like the lights all around it to kind of like, instead of having the spotlight over it, the whole chamber can kind of illuminate with the spotlights around it. I like that. I like that there's plexiglass all the way around instead of like that the chamber is just, all the way around, and it makes it easy to see the people in the chamber.
Yes.
Only thing that I thought would be really cool if they did just for design purposes was nobody actually gets into like that. You can enter the pod from the outside, like from the back. But nobody actually gets into the chamber until it's time to fight. Like you would get into your pod from the outside. Like if that one, instead of the doors sliding open like they did, if that one plastic piece in the back opened.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
That I think would be kind of cool. Like, you're in the chamber, but you haven't been in the chamber yet. Like, you enter in from your pod. You don't enter in from the door. The door is only there for the 2 who come in and the 5 who get pinned and go out.
Yeah, that would be a really cool little feature.
Yeah, I just think that it would just add something to the look of it. Like, kind of like the Roman Coliseum. You don't walk through the Coliseum to get into your chamber to wait to get into the Coliseum.
No.
You go into your chamber and then you wait to go to the Coliseum.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
So from a theatrical point of view, I would have liked to see those doors open from the outside and have a pair of ring steps for them to walk in from that way. And, I was kind of disappointed when I seen the first guys go into the ring to get into the pods. I was like, damn. I was hoping they came in.
Yeah, Lance said he likes the idea. It'd probably be quicker, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but then they wouldn't have their full pose time. There wouldn't be a bigger pictures for the website of them walking in the ring with the chamber around, but... Yeah, I just... Theatrically, I think that would be, I think that was overlooked. I think that was something that could kind of be kind of cool.
No,
and then the announcers can go crazy with that.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Oh, and I didn't like that they already broke a pod.
Yeah, well, you kind of figured that was coming.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from the school of thought of you have a couple of chambers where you don't use that, where, like, it's not gimmicked, where it really is on there good. And then when you really need that, like, oh my god, this is the chamber that, hasn't been broken. It's never been broken
Yeah,
before.
I understand.
If you're gonna like reinvent it, like go, oh, this is new reinforced glass, and don't have it break the first couple of times. Have super reinforced places and do high spots on those glasses. The glass don't break.
Yeah,
Sell the
make
fact
it
that it is.
special.
Exactly. And in 2 years, when you're trying to build your fucking next monster, and you need something cool, oh my god, he speared him through the plate glass that's never broken before. There you go. You didn't have to do shit.
Yeah.
But now Baron Corbin put somebody through it, and it's gone already.
Yeah, Lance said that bulletproof glass guy needs a new job.
Absolutely.
I couldn't agree more, Lance. All right.
And I just think that little tweaks like this would just add so much to. You can't be brutal. You can't have blood anymore. Do it theatrically then. Do it with these little tweaks and get the brutality across in that way. You could still get your scared Miz shot. You could still get your fucking John Cena all riled up in his, in his pod. Hustle, loyalty, respect, and whatever the fuck he does. Throw his hands up and you can't see me and all that other nonsense.
No, I agree with you. All right, dude. What did you think of Raw this week?
I didn't hate it. I mean, I watched a lot of it. Couple questions. Emelina being one of them.
Yeah.
Very it was unexpectedly expected what happened, or expectedly unexpected what happened with Jericho and Owens. Like I said, we kind of expected it to happen, but it was a matter of when, and I don't think anybody expected it to happen the way that they did.
They got me because I didn't expect it yet, and they caught me completely off guard.
When I thought something was up was that speech right before he gave him the list. Well, it's because they're like, wow, he's really pouring it on with, they're making this very personal right now. Yeah. And knowing, that's Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen character, but toned down. His whole thing was he turned on his best friend, who was El Generico, and just destroyed him with a fucking chair. And they ended up having the greatest feud ever, to the point that it's still continuing now in WWE.
Yeah.
But when they got very personal, I said, this is where they're going to do it, because that's where he shines as a heel. When it's that pure heat. When it's Charlotte slapping her father kind of heat. Wow. That's where we're going with this.
When he destroyed Jericho and powerbombed him on the ring apron and put him through the picture thing, whatever the hell it was called, I was like, holy crap. I was like, this is probably the most indie version of Kevin Owens / Kevin Steen you're gonna see.
Yeah, absolutely. But and a lot of Owens mannerisms where he just didn't seem happy. And did you see right before it, Triple H pulled him over and talked to him?
Yeah, see, I missed that.
Yeah, I had to go back and see that. But yeah, it's interesting. It looks like it may be KO and Samoa Joe as his two heavies. Imagine that.
Yeah, that's very exciting. At least for those guys.
I may be thinking that Lesnar may interfere this weekend, and maybe Owens doesn't drop the title, because maybe they're trying to make him serious before the pay-per-view.
I've been getting that vibe. When that happened, I'm like, wow, how can they take the strap off of him now? After this.
Yeah, I gotta see whether if they give him a mic next week and tell him to go be angry, I will cream my shorts. Because I love an angry Kevin Owens promo. He's one of my favorite of all time, and that's why I fell in love with him. Was his promo, sitting in the audience in Ring of Honor, and just not just me, but seeing the captivation of everybody in there, whether they were booing him or cheering him, but how everybody was hanging on to his every word. It was just like, wow, this guy is fantastic.
One of my favorite ones of him is
I
in
know what
Pro
you're
Wrestling
gonna say.
Guerrilla, the Mount
Oh,
Rush.
okay.
We are the Mount Rushmore of wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, he's the champion of the universe.
Yeah. How ironic that would come full circle.
Yeah, yeah. My absolute favorite is his where he's trying to turn heel in New York City, or he's trying to turn heel. He's just trying to get us to boo him, and we wouldn't. He called us
Yeah, I remember you
whores.
told me this story, and New York wasn't having it.
Nope. He called us hypocrites. He said, "Fuck New York City," and we're just chanting, "Yes, yes, yes," because this was at the height of the Yes movement, or the very beginning of the Yes.
That
Like, I
is a
can't believe
very
it's that
good
long
point.
ago.
Lance brings up a very good point. He said it's hard to believe that he didn't learn English until he was in 5th grade.
But if he's from Montreal, how is that hard to believe? They speak French there.
He's saying because you can't really tell the French accent when he speaks.
Oh yeah, no. I don't know. I mean, here and there, like I'll be like, "Oh, he's Canada," but
For the most part, you don't notice.
yeah, no. I mean, because even at 5, I mean, like there's like little Arabic kids in my building who they really didn't learn English till they went to school. So they're like 4 and 5, and they're like 7, and they speak fluently, and they only have a hint of an accent, and they didn't speak. They're only speaking English 3 years.
Oh, wow.
They only have because their brains at that age are so malleable, and if all you do is hear if he moved here if he only spent 5 years speaking French before he began to learn English, that means he has more years where English is probably his dominant language living in the States. I can understand if he was 15 and he spoke this well, but I think at 5 years old, you have enough time to kind of undo a lot of things. Here and there, he'll still say some Canadian things, but I also think that English is also spoken. I think he kind of exaggerates a little bit, because
Yeah.
I know 2 people from Montreal, and they both speak English. They have accents, but they live in Montreal, but they say no. The people don't like speaking English, but a lot of people can.
Like Lance just said, the Canadian and a French Canadian, totally different, night and day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm pretty well aware of how different a French Canadian is. Because I've had friends of mine say that they went up there and people refused to speak to them in English.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right,
That
Lance
is,
was
like-
saying he actually said Owens was in 5th grade when he learned English.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So
that's
he was about
10.
10.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's but is French? How do I put it? If it was German, if it was Russian, because I know French is it has a lot of similar sounds to English,
That's true.
like Spanish does. Like I didn't have to learn new sounds to speak Spanish. I just needed to learn new words. The sounds are all very similar. Like French, from a lot of what I hear about it, it's a lot of the very similar phonetics that we have in English, just in like different orders. So I think it's an easier switch than say Arabic or German or Russian or something European that is that's one of the harsher languages.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But he's right though. I mean, for somebody who didn't speak English for a good part of his life, his accent is very indistinguishable. But when he speaks French, he's French Canadian.
Yeah. The other thing I was kind of shocked by was Bayley winning the women's title.
Are you going to be shocked when she loses it at the next pay-per-view?
No.
So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. Unless she's
just,
gonna win by DQ,
yeah, I
or
would just didn't
she's
expect
gonna
her to win
lose by
it. Yeah,
DQ. I think somehow, I don't know. My feeling is that it's gonna end up in a story where she's not happy with Sasha for interfering.
I could see that, and then Sasha goes heel.
Like, go back and watch that and listen to how the announcers are treating the fact that Sasha interfered. Oh, she didn't. Bailey's unaware that Sasha interfered. That definitely could be building it up. You know, she's Miss Goody Goody, and I appreciate it, but
I
you
want to win
know,
it on my own, and
and then have what's her name come out and be like, no, you didn't win it on your own. Bailey. You're such an honest person, and I could definitely see it going that way.
I think it could be very good.
Yeah, because I've heard rumors of that them wanting a multi-match for a while, like that they wanted to have a multi-woman match at Mania for a while. So I think between now, the next pay-per-view of Mania, is how they're gonna set that up.
Yeah, they have the time.
Yeah, time's a luxury for them right now. Like, if they really want to do good, they have 6 weeks. Granted, they have Roadblock in the middle. Well, whatever fucking pay-per-view is coming up. Payback, Roadblock?
Roadblock.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, and they did change it. It's on March 5th.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like 3 or 4 weeks before Mania.
Yeah, I think we have 3 weeks till that, and then 3 weeks after that for Mania.
Yeah,
I like the fact
that sounds about right.
I think SmackDown is in the better position now.
Oh, absolutely.
And, because they could just build right towards Mania. They don't need to worry about any more pay-per-views in the way, any other changes. They can just focus 100% full sail ahead, whereas Raw is going to have half that time.
Yeah. I'm curious, after Samoa Joe destroyed Sami Zayn, where they're going to go from there.
They're going to feed him in a match?
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to let Joe beat him, because they're kind of like, both guys are like gaining momentum,
For all we know, Sami Zayn could have just been gaining momentum just to be fed to Samoa Joe.
That's very true. I loved Joe's promo on Raw. That sit down with Michael Cole was so good.
Yeah, no, I think it gives a very honest portrayal of why somebody would do it, where he's still a heel, but with people I can understand that. Like, he's going to be loyal to the one person who gave him a chance.
Yeah, Lance said that Raw is a struggle for him to watch.
Is it the 3 hours, or is it the content?
The way he's saying it, I think it's the 3 hours, because he said the 2 hour SmackDown is easy for me.
Yeah, but a 2 hour SmackDown, the content is better. You have a better show.
I was just going to say that, because SmackDown is like light years ahead of Raw with continuity.
Like, would he treat a 3 hour SmackDown the same way he would treat a 3 hour Raw?
That's a very good question.
Like, would he consider it as difficult to sit through a 3 hour Raw? I mean, a 3 hour SmackDown. That should be the question that I'm asking. And I mean that truly, because I like it in our point of views. And then I like to speak to people who aren't as big of fans and to see what they feel, because, that's a big market as well. And
absolutely.
We only talk to each other.
And I actually agree with Lance in this retrospect that Raw has too much filler and silly skits at times.
So it's content, not necessarily time.
Yeah.
So, no, I understand that then. Because if it was an hour worth of stupid, silly skits, that wouldn't change anything. So changing the time isn't really going to do it. If instead of filler, and again, I'm going to go back to it. Stop making people pure jobbers. Let fucking Kurt Hawkins go out and have a competitive match with Bo Dallas. 7-8 minute match where they go back and forth and maybe get the crowd like a little hyped up. Let them start off a pre-show to get the crowd started up.
Yeah.
Like, stop having them like, oh, Bo's gonna get buried by this guy and Hawkins is gonna get buried by that guy. No, let them work together. If somebody loses, let it be a competitive loss.
Like the thing, and I'll agree with Lance on this, that drives me nuts, and I used to really enjoy him, is the New Day. They're just kind of like in this nowhere land. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that now that they're not the champions, nobody knows what to do with them because they don't. If you're not the champion and you're not the number one contender, you're nobody.
Because you know what I mean? Like they were working with Titus Young for however many weeks, and then this week is Bo Dallas, and not that I'm saying those guys are bad, but it's just you
Titus
understand
O'Neil.
what I'm saying.
No, I know. I know completely.
Yeah, and
No,
it's just weird. They're in like this void.
well, it's every Smack. It's every tag team that's not the champion, and not the one fighting for it. Because what else are they doing with any other tag team? Nothing. They are only booking the top two.
That's true.
I mean, you got 3 hours. Every week there should be. If they insist on having a cruiserweight match on there for whatever reason, have your cruiserweight match. Have at least one tag match, possibly 2 tag matches. Have a women's match, or 2 women's matches.
Yeah, so there's something for everybody.
Yeah, use your fucking talent. Stop Stephanie McMahon in the ring. You don't always need to start off with a 20-minute promo.
Exactly.
Get a good competitive match to start it off. Even if it's a minor storyline match, get the crowd going. Then you want to have your promo and stuff, that's fine. I don't need to know what the main event is the moment I turn on the show every week.
Yeah, where, like you said, you're getting a 20, 30-minute opening segment of talking.
I mean, I can understand. I mean, look, I love promos. I love a good promo. I don't need one every week.
Exactly.
I don't need, before a multi-man match, I don't need an opening promo where every single person in the match comes out.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree with you. All right, next, what did you think of SmackDown this week?
I was just looking at the, I didn't mind it. Let me just pull up the actual results, because I know I watched it like 1.5 times, but... Because I watched it with, like not really paying attention, and then I went back and I watched a lot more, like, with paying attention.
Yeah.
And, because I was out with my girl that night.
I really enjoyed it.
Oh, that final match was fantastic.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed, now here's what I think. After Randy Orton came out and said he was going to fight Bray, I think they're going to have that battle royal. And my possible prediction is that Luke Harper wins it.
That would be the perfect way to go.
Now it's Luke Harper versus Bray Wyatt. Now Randy Orton is in there to protect Bray Wyatt.
Yeah,
but
that's
the thing
you could
that
further it.
Yeah, he can pin. But the whole, like, he may not fight Bray, but he could still pin. What's his name? Luke Harper.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's very interesting. And then it's still the Wyatt family, kind of like how if they wanted to do like a Shield thing, like that would be a good way to get it done. Even though this is like the new Wyatt family. Remember, I'm still predicting this all happens, and then Eric Rowan makes his return at Mania.
Yeah.
I said this 2 weeks ago, and I'm still going with this. And if this is the case, then I'm gonna go stop buying lotto tickets, because this will be like the 3rd outrageous claim that I've made that ended up being true. See Holly Holm and whatever the next one was.
Yeah. But no, that would be interesting where they don't turn Orton and just let him kind of help Bray in the match against Harper.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be kind of a point where something happens where, because it can't be a 2-on-1 realistically for the length of a main event, so something has to happen. But yeah, I mean, I just think, it's the Wyatt family, it's all it on, with Bray just winning the title and Randy Orton, it would never, like, this whole scenario's never before been done. I think it's the right people to do it with. And I think it would make all of them, and you keep the strap on Bray. Actually, Orton don't need to be made, but you keep the strap on Bray, but it helps make Luke Harper as a main eventer. He main evented WrestleMania.
Yeah, and it basically, not that he does, already didn't get it, but it kind of puts a stamp on Bray's title run.
Well, the first stamp, because it's brand new, but yes, I know what you mean. Yeah, it leads some credibility. Like, he defended the title at WrestleMania. I agree.
Yeah, in, a big main event caliber match.
No, I agree fully.
And
with at least one big name in there.
Yes. And I have to say this, for all the people that are hating on John Cena, I have so much, not that I already didn't, but I have more respect for this man. He took 2 pins clean to Bray within, 48 hours?
Well, alright, but while I understand where you're coming from in being positive towards Cena, why should he get any more respect than any other wrestler does for doing his job?
That's true.
Which is exactly what a pinfall is. You're jobbing out. I mean, if you're not a jobber, but
I know what you're saying.
Like, you're doing the job. So, I mean, there's nothing really, that's like, complimenting somebody for being polite.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Again, I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's no, I mean, like, that shouldn't be the point that we're at with Cena. Cena should just be doing his fucking job regardless.
Right. Hey, Lance says in the chat that he can't stand Orton. He never liked him, but he's actually liking this angle.
Yeah, I think that's something that Lance and I have kind of always had in common. We've been kind of the black sheep, pardon the Wyatt pun, as far as never really seeing Orton I don't take away that Orton is very good at what he does. He's too methodical, he's too slow. I respect the fact that he's very good. I know I'm watching, but he's too slow for me. His entire wrestling style is just too slow.
Yeah, and like his promos put me to sleep.
What Culture actually just did a very good video within the last day or two about the 10 things that he kind of needs to stop. And one of them was, what the fuck? I don't know. I can't remember it now.
I would say that one of the main reasons I like him now, or at least this angle, is they have him, like, not speaking very much. Like, few and far between.
Yeah. I think that's good, because he's so monotone, and when he talks now, it means something.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing I remember from SmackDown was the Usos thing with American Alpha, and I'm just like, Excuse me. Like, we're coming to get you, and it's just like, yeah, we've already seen that before. They, like, desperately need tag team depth on SmackDown.
Well, on both Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, that's true too.
I mean, SmackDown has them. They have Beauty and the Man Beast. They have the Ascension. They have the Vaudevillains. Just think about all the teams that were just in this Battle Royal.
Yeah.
They have 4 or 5 of them. I mean, they could be doing something. I mean, who does Raw have? Sheamus and Cesaro, the New Day, the Club,
Enzo and Cass.
Enzo and Cass, which they're slowly trying to get away from.
Yeah. And I think that's it.
Where's the Shining Stars?
Oh yeah, they're on Raw.
Okay. But I mean, it's neither division is, I mean, they're doing more with them on SmackDown than on Raw, but
That's
still
true.
not, I mean, it's almost nothing, I mean, it's more than nothing.
Right. At least they're throwing him a bone.
Yeah, it's by saying that they're doing more than Raw isn't really saying much.
No.
Because Raw isn't doing much to begin with, so it's not really giving them too much credit. All in all, then it's just WWE needs to refocus on the tag teams because you got a couple really good ones coming down the barrel, and for some reason it's not translating up on the main roster. I'm surprised American Alpha isn't doing more. Oh, and then SmackDown has the Usos.
Yeah.
And I love this new bad gimmick.
Yes, I do too. I like them as heels.
I like them as kind of like, not thugs, but like, just urban, like just tough urban people to beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
I like how they come out just looking like mean mugs.
Yeah, it comes off well.
Yeah, like I definitely could see that walking down the street in my neighborhood.
Yeah. Alright, I know you didn't see 205 live.
No.
The only interesting thing I take that back. There was two things. Neville and TJ Perkins had a good match.
I saw that back and forth. I saw that when they were talking to each other, and that was cool. When Perkins was like, "Were you even on Raw before I got here?"
Yeah, that was a good one. And then they finally debuted Grand Metalik.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Who had a really solid match with Drew Gulak.
That's good.
Because he's usually the guy I noticed that they'll have people like wrestle their first match on TV.
Well, the one thing I really popped for was the Tozawa interaction with Kendrick.
Yeah.
When Kendrick's trying to speak, I know you don't understand me, and he's like, I don't like you, and just walked away.
Yeah. Now, did you see NXT?
Yeah, I watched some of NXT. I didn't really watch the Authors of Pain match.
No, because it was a squash.
Yeah, I kind of skipped through the Ember Moon match.
You
Her
didn't
and Liv
really
Morgan.
miss anything. The heels went over.
Yeah, I watched the ending, and then I had the 7 match open with Tyler Bate, and from what I kept browsing over at, because I was in the middle of playing a game of Overwatch, it was really good. And
Yes.
from listening to the crowd, it was really, really, really good. And apparently, like, they both hit their finishers at some point in the match, and Bate ended up winning with his Tyler Driver 96, which is the year he was born, to put into perspective.
Yeah. I
So
thought
think
that
the way
was
you-
that was a really hard hitting, like old school kind of match.
Yeah, that's what I like about British wrestling, and I'm getting more into it now that it's becoming a little bit more accessible and like more currently accessible. Like I can just go to YouTube and pull up I watch a lot of What Culture Wrestling,
Yes.
just because I know enough. Like I can follow a lineage to know what the timeline is,
Yes.
to know when I'm watching, if that makes any sense. So
Definitely.
yeah, no, I like a lot of their guys. Another thing I saw, and I'm pretty sure this was actually on NXT. My fucking new favorite wrestler is going to be on NXT, and Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
Did they have that? Because I saw it as a clip on Facebook. I don't know if it was actually on it. on NXT.
He's coming.
Oh, because I saw a clip where he was being interviewed in the back, and then William Regal showed up.
Yeah, I might have missed that because I skimmed through some stuff.
Oh, okay. Because I popped big for that. I like that dude a lot. There's just something about him that I like the heel in him.
Okay, Lance is telling me there's some breaking British wrestling news that Dino is going to be in his third Royal Rumble this year.
Oh, fantastic. Now this time he better fucking win.
Yeah. I was
I
gonna
wanna
say he's
hear
gotta
about
hit
second
up the
place.
gym, get the cardio going.
He has to become the 62-minute man.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I want to see, the 62-minute man. I'm trying to skip ahead and just kind of look through here because I know I saw the clip somewhere. Yeah, I saw it somewhere, but oh well. Is he supposed to fight? Oh, who is he supposed to? I thought he said next week he was gonna fight Dan Severn, Dave Severn, whatever the guy's name is.
I think
Something
you're
like Dan
right.
Severn. Yeah, I don't. I have no idea because there was a big. Because I'm looking at the NXT now, and there's a big gap in the time and between this bullshit with Sanity showing what they did last week and all this fucking bullshit coming out and attacking Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. But yeah, no, I think, he's going to get over as fuck. I think he got moves that people have never seen, and I think they're going to get over real big. So, it'll be interesting.
No, I completely agree with that. I'm gonna touch on this really quick because I had mentioned it to you earlier this week. Because I went. It's technically this week. On Saturday, I got to see Matt Riddle wrestle David Starr live, and it was a phenomenal match.
No, that's cool. No, I'm glad for you then.
Yeah, did you watch the thing I sent you?
I don't believe so because you said this to me when I was out and I forgot about it.
Oh, it's okay. But like that's his big thing I told you, like he does the bro.
Yes, okay. So then yes, I played it very briefly, but yes, okay.
Cause like he was making fun of David Starr, cause David Starr has all these like different things, like your friend's favorite wrestler, the 104-minute man, and all this shit. So like the guy for it was when he was announcing Riddle was playing it up, saying like bro instead of like man.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, and the first person Tyler Bate fought was Oney Lorcan. Remember we were talking last week about whether or not he had his first fight yet?
Yeah, now I remember that now.
Now I remember it because when I was skipping through this, it just showed like him hit one of the where he points up in the air and he just punches him right in the face. I love that.
Oh yeah, that was pretty brutal. I remember that now.
I haven't seen somebody do that in a while, and the fact that he's a babyface and can pull that off just fucking makes me laugh. Just point up in the air, the guy looks and fucking straight jab him in the mouth.
Yeah, well, I like his thing, Tyler Bate, that he when he comes out, like he waves his hand like the queen almost, or like a pageant winner.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, the fact he's only 19 years old just boggles my mind.
Yeah, because he's gonna get so much better as time goes on.
Absolutely. No,
That's
I agree
right.
fully.
Not to cut you off, Lance reminded me because I had not that I forgot, but with this and everything, that we lost two people in the wrestling world in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, Nicole Bass and George the Animal Steel are no longer with us, so Rest in peace. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I
Nicole
know.
Basta is a big, scary, ugly lady.
Yeah.
It's just, and she was doing it like less than 6 months ago. She was stripping at a strip club.
Oh my God.
Yeah, down. I think it was down in Florida, but it was a whole big thing. Like they made a whole big deal out of it. Because remember, she's also very famous via not just wrestling, but from Howard Stern.
Yeah, the Whack Pack.
One of the Whack Pack lives in my neighborhood. I fucking hate her.
I know you told me this story.
I'm hoping she's next.
Like,
That's like 2 or 3 already this year.
yeah, like Lance said, George Animal Steel is a legend. Nicole Bass was just an oddity.
Yeah. But still, like it's sad that anybody died.
Oh, absolutely. I don't wish that on anybody.
Yeah, but I'm also like a spade a person, I mean, and she was a big, scary, ugly woman. Like that's what her whole role in wrestling was. And Val Venus was like, first she was in love with him, and then he was in love with her.
Yeah, that was
like
weird.
I mean, it's like that was her role in wrestling, big, scary, ugly fucking lady. But apparently she was a nice human being. So.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened to George Animal Steel. Like, it hasn't come out yet.
Did you know that he had his doctorate degree?
Yes.
And he was fucking brilliant.
And he was like a teacher.
Yeah. Raven is another one who he's in Mensa. Raven has like 190 IQ.
Holy crap.
Raven's one of the most brilliant people you'll probably ever even know of. Genuinely.
Yeah. Like Lance just said, when George Animal Steel was a heel in the 70s and 80s was epic.
See, I just remember him as like the goofy guy from early WWF days. I never got to see that. Like, when I found out that the Bushwhackers were originally like bloodthirsty heels, it blew my mind.
Yeah, the Sheep Herders.
Yeah, bro. When I found that out that they were one of the more violent tag teams of the 70s, like in Canada and in the territories, it blew my fucking mind to find that out. Because whoa, yeah, the fucking walkabout. Like I'm doing it right now with the fucking hands and the fucking whoa.
I guess money talks sometimes,
Oh, absolutely, and they got to, I'm sure their bodies appreciated it. They got to wrestle a much easier
style.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
no, absolutely. But there's a lot of stuff that either I didn't know or I never got to see that I would have loved to see.
Oh, Lance just said there was a match he saw where George Animal Steel ripped a jobber's arm out of the socket and kicked it around in circles. He's also telling you to get a new lighter.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm lucky. Yeah, I have gas in this one. It's just that the flint doesn't want to work all the time. But oh my god, that's fucking terrible.
Yeah, he was like, it's gross. I can't even imagine. That's horrifying.
No, that's where I draw the line, man. But I like UFC. If that was happening in UFC, I wouldn't like UFC.
No.
Look, I can sit there and watch somebody getting legitimately knocked out, because I know once he's knocked out, they're not going to continue to beat on the guy. Like, the guy's arm is broken. They're not going to give the guy a fucking finishing move on his arm. They're not going to let him put him in a Kimura with a broken arm.
Yeah, he said he thinks it's on YouTube.
I don't need to see it. I'm fucking squeamish, bro.
Yeah.
And that's one thing a lot of people don't know about me. I'm very squeamish. Like, I've watched the Sid thing a couple of times because it's on GIFs and stuff. But had I not seen it live, I never would have watched the Anderson Silva thing.
Yeah.
where his leg just blew up on Chris Weidman's knee. It just bent the wrong way. Oh my God! Still to this day, it I'll never forget that crack and what that looked like.
Oh.
Yeah, and I watched it live.
Ew.
So there was no like avoiding it. I didn't see the Sid thing live, but it's just I've just seen it subsequently. It's just hard to miss. But the Anderson Silva thing, had I not seen that live, I would have gone out of my way to make sure never to see that. That was bad.
Yeah, that was really bad. All right, everybody, we're gonna get out of here for tonight. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff, and we'll see you back next week. Have a good night, everybody.